They told you Plato's Republic was a blueprint for utopia, a vision of justice, order, and the perfect society. But what if I told you it was never about freedom? What if for 2,400 years they've hidden the truth that this wasn't a philosophy book, it was a prison manual? Think about it. We're taught to worship Plato, the father of Western philosophy, the genius who laid the foundations of democracy. But peel back the layers and you'll find something darker. The Republic isn't about creating a just society. It's about control. Plato didn't believe in democracy. He hated it. He watched Athens execute his teacher, Socrates, under democratic rule, and from that moment, he saw the masses as irrational, dangerous, a mob that needed to be managed. And so, he designed a system disguised as wisdom, a cage dressed as enlightenment. The noble lie, how Plato justified his prison. At the heart of the Republic is the noble lie, the idea that people must be deceived for their own good. Plato argued that society should be divided into three classes: the rulers, philosopher-kings, the guardians, soldiers, and the producers, workers. But here's the catch. Your class isn't chosen by merit. It's assigned, and you're told its destiny. Gold souls rule. Silver souls enforce. Bronze souls obey. This wasn't philosophy. This was caste propaganda. Plato knew that if people believed their place was divine, they wouldn't rebel. They wouldn't even question. And the rulers, they'd live without property, without families, not because they were selfless, but because attachments distract from control. The censorship blueprint. Plato didn't stop at social engineering. He wanted to control thought itself. In the Republic, he bans poets, musicians, and artists. Why? Because art stirs emotion, and emotion is unpredictable. It makes people feel instead of obey. Imagine a society where only approved stories can be told, where music is restricted to rigid, moral harmonies, where dissent is erased under the guise of protecting the young. Sound familiar? It should. Every authoritarian regime in history has followed this playbook. The allegory of the cave, or the prison. They teach you the allegory of the cave as a metaphor for enlightenment. But read it again. The prisoners are chained from birth, forced to watch shadows on a wall. When one escapes and sees the sun, he's not celebrated. He's mocked, rejected, even killed if he tries to free the others. Plato wasn't praising the seeker of truth. He was warning the rulers. This is what happens when people wake up. The cave isn't just ignorance. It's a controlled reality. And the philosopher-kings are the ones holding the chains. The philosopher-king, the ultimate warden. Plato's ideal ruler isn't a wise mentor. He's a benevolent dictator, someone who knows better than the people. No elections, no dissent, just cold, rational control. And how does this ruler maintain power? Through myths, censorship, and psychological manipulation. This isn't speculation, it's explicit. In the Republic, Plato argues that the masses are like children who need to be lied to for their own stability. The irony, he calls this justice. Why this still matters today? You might think, this is ancient history, but look around. Social credit systems, Plato's class hierarchy, digitized. Censorship in the name of safety, straight from the Republic. Elites who think they know better, modern philosopher-kings. The most dangerous ideas aren't the ones we reject. They're the ones we accept without question. And for 2,400 years, the Republic has been taught as a moral guide, not the warning it truly is. the truth they don't want you to see. Plato didn't write the Republic to free humanity. He wrote it to save society from itself, by locking it in a golden cage. And the scariest part, it worked. Western thought, education, even our governments are built on these foundations. We call it order. But order for whom? Freedom for whom? This isn't just about Plato. It's about every system that demands obedience in the name of truth. Every leader who says, "Trust me, I know what's best." Every time you're told your place is natural or just the way things are. Breaking out of the cave. The question isn't whether Plato was right or wrong. It's whether we're still in his cave. Do we accept the shadows on the wall? Do we believe the noble lies? Or do we dare to ask, who benefits from the chains? Because here's the secret Plato never admitted. The chains only work if you don't shake them. If you've ever felt like the system was designed to keep you in your place, you're not paranoid. You're awake. And that's the first step to breaking free. So let me ask you, are you ready to see the sun? If this resonated with you, you're not alone. This channel is for those who question, who dig deeper, who refuse to accept the shadows as reality. Subscribe if you're ready to see through the illusions, because the truth isn't just hidden, it's censored. And if you've ever doubted the stories you've been told, drop a comment below. What's the biggest, noble lie you've uncovered? Let's start pulling at the threads. The cave is only a prison if you forget the way out. Next time, we expose Stoicism, the philosophy of emperors, and the ultimate psychological trap. Was Marcus Aurelius truly wise, or was he just another prisoner who built a prettier cage?